Got a game in a week and hate your character? Got a game in 5 minutes and hate your character? Don't worry, I got you. If I could go back to the first game I ever played of D&D, these are the tips I would have used to create a character that was compelling, easy to understand, and most importantly, fun to play. Hi everyone, I'm Willowares, and this is the Quickened Guide, where I quickly tell you how to improve at the table. And today we're doing my favorite tips on how to make a cooler character. They're also, in my opinion, the quickest ways to +1 a character. And as a bonus, this set of tips are rules agnostic, meaning it could work for any game, any table, any universe. Now, you're probably wondering why the runtime is a bit longer than 5 minutes, and that's because I've front-loaded what I feel is the best bang for your buck at the top half of the video. Think of the rest as a bonus for free. And the fact that I can't put the wool over your eyes, you guys are so smart. You know, you look at the number, you see 5 minutes, and you say, Willowares, that is not 5 minutes, that is a billion minutes longer than 5. Number 1. The duck and nail rule. You've heard about ideals, bonds, and flaws, traits that you can write down on your character sheet as guardrails for how you behave in certain situations. And hey, they're great. Do them. Do not skip them. However, they can feel a bit stuffy and bigger picture. So let's make it more interesting, faster. For a cool character that I have to make in like 5 minutes, I like to give them at least 1 duck and 1 nail. The duck is categorized as either a goofy thing or a cute thing or an awkward quirk, anything you think of when you're thinking of a duck. It doesn't always have to be silly, but it does have to be the kind of thing that has to be taken as harmless. A nail, however, is something sharp, abrasive, exacting, potentially deadly.
I don't like you because you're dangerous.
That's right.
It doesn't always have to be negative, but it does have to be taken seriously. So, for example, Benoit Blanc is a character with a few ducks and 1 really good nail. He's charming, appears goofy, and is often underestimated, but his nail is his incredible observational and deduction skills. Or let's look at a character with lots of nails and less amount of duck. Hellboy is a literal demon spawn whose birth portends the end of days. At least I think so. It's been a minute since I've read a Hellboy comic. Who is also a sardonic guy who likes pancakes a lot and brews with the boys. Not every character needs to follow this formula, but it is a really nice way to get a richer character faster, while later diving deeper into your ideals, bonds, and flaws. If you think this is hard, it really isn't. I challenge you to comment below what your nail or duck would be for your next character and see how easy it actually is to write the rest. Number 2. The party is actually a weird sandwich. This here is a rule you're going to use while you're writing your character, but also one that you need to pay attention to at the table, particularly the first session. Everyone in the party fills a role mechanically, of course, but there's also character roles that they fill. Just take a look at any ensemble show. Let's do Firefly. Go ahead, Reddit, clap your hands, your show is on. Firefly, for example. You have the captain, the mechanic, the doctor, the muscle, but they also fill emotional roles of leadership, heart, reason, frequent betrayal for monetary gain. What I'm getting at here is that it's your job as a player to figure out where the gap in the sandwich is and be that very specific shape of lettuce, I guess. You might go to the table wanting to be a stoic maternal figure, but realize the party desperately needs more levity and goofiness. I can't tell you the amount of times I've made the split-second decision to fill versus force myself into a party dynamic, and I've always ended up actually loving those characters. This doesn't mean if one person is the responsible parent of the party that you can't also be that as well. There are 2 slices of the bread on the sandwich after all. But it's the knowing, the awareness of who is filling what role that is important. This is the quickest way you can level up your roleplay as well. In my opinion, those that understand this rule are well on their way to becoming a better player. It's because you're exercising the ability to adapt based on the party around you. Adapt and overcome. Become the sandwich. Number 3. How not to be a Sonic OC. So you know what you want your character to look like. Maybe he's got 50 different shades of orange for hair, and he has all these crazy tattoos, and he has different colored eyes, and wears lots of suits on top of each other. He has clown shoes. It doesn't matter. If you haven't streamlined the description of your character, everyone else at the table is going to have a tough time remembering all the details. So learn how to elevator pitch your character's description. That's a 1-sentence Mad Men Donald Draper approved version of what you look like. I'll give you a tip as an artist that draws for a living. When designing characters, one good way to distill down their visual information is to think of elements or colors in terms of percentages. You'll want the coolest, wackiest stuff to be a smaller percentage of the overall design. Instead of having your character having all these traits we talked about above, what about just a tall, red-headed man with a strange tattoo surrounding his one white eye? Concentrate the strangeness into one memorable part and see how it becomes a focus for storytelling and lets other members of your party remember you clearly. You can even break it down mathematically. Let the strange stuff be, say, 20%. and watch how your character design becomes incredibly clear incredibly fast. Number 4, eye on the donut and the hole. You've probably heard the correct form of this advice.
Keep your eye on the donut and not on the hole.
Meaning focusing on what you have and the positives versus the negatives and what you don't have. But hey, in Dungeons & Dragons, we're a negative bunch, only content if we well actually each other to death like a bucket of angry vitamin D deficient crabs. And for this tip, I want you to think about what are the things your character is good at and also what they lack. It's already on your character sheet after all, but hey, let's just push it just a tiny bit further. Say you're trying to create a character that's good at everything, stressing about how you need a solid base for all checks, and oh god, you aren't proficient in Arcana and it's gonna be a magical school campaign or whatever, I don't know. Just take a second to simmer in the idea that it is awesome to be really bad at something. And I know that sounds like total, like everybody gets a gold star, but you have to trust me. Trust me. It allows somebody else at the table to absolutely shine, and it allows you to put more of those precious points and resources into what you're actually good at. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the easiest and by far most ignored tip of all time. Number 5. Rewrite your character sheet. Okay, so this is the most no-brainer tip of the video. If you walk away from this video not remembering a single thing, just please remember this one. Rewrite your character sheet. If you have a super special designed one with, calligraphy, your grandma cross-stitched it herself, it's okay. This isn't supposed to replace that. Do it on a sheet of printer paper. Do it in the dirt, for all I care. Willow-wares, play in the dirt. Rewriting everything solidifies what is actually on your sheet. Familiarity with your character's abilities and limitations is the foundation of freedom at the table. You spend less time looking at your sheet and more time actually immersed in the game. I know it's a chore. Do it. Do it. You don't have a choice. I will actually come to your house and stand outside your window and wait for you to rewrite it. So do it. So at this point in the video, we've taken your very complex character and distilled them down into a refined character au jus. Au jus? Au juice? I don't know. Au juice. The deglazed version of your character if we put them in a frying pan and cooked them for an hour. These are the rules that you can lean on for knee-jerk reactions. You are now going to be focused and able to make choices on your feet because you know the building blocks of who your character is. So now we can move back up and add some more complexity back into your character. Alright, gravy time. Here's some fun extra tips for free. For you, for free. Number 6. You can't always get what you want, but you get what you need. If you think your character is perfect and should never change, my Toyota Corollensis, sir, you are missing out on a world of fun. When writing a good character for a book, a frequent tip for good plot writing and character is this. Your character wants something, there is something preventing them from getting it. So the plot begins to roll. However, something that can be even more compelling is that the character wants something, but something about them prevents them from getting it. Rom-com leads that just want love who self-sabotage, for example. In D&D, it can manifest like this. Your character lazily longs for power, shirking responsibility in favor of the easy way out every time. But as the campaign goes on, it becomes more and more apparent that your character simply feels guilt for not being able to protect the princess in her time of need, and when they get a second chance to right their wrongs, they have to give up countless riches to do so. So how do you even prep for that? Well, you do it by making sure you have a solid grip over who your character is, but also loosening your grip on who your character is, if that makes any sense. Write down your character's darkest, most secret desires, their lofty ambitions, but also understand that the story can take them in the exact opposite direction and be willing to let the story win. It's how we grow as humans too, I guess. No, wait, no. D&D is not therapy. Never, not even once. Almost gave life advice right there. That would have been bad. Number 7. 7th heaven. 2 signature moves. As Julius Caesar once said, planning is really good, and if you know how to look cool, that's also really good. He said that in 2 BC. What I want you to do is really think about how your most used attacks look on the battlefield. What does Eldritch Blast look like? What's your finishing move if you actually get it? This takes 2 seconds to do, and if you think of something unique and cool, it really pushes the flavor of your character in combat. Instead of a regular attack, your warlock lifts their palms and their fingers convulse painfully before shooting bones straight as if puppeted by something else, emitting a powerful blast. Things like that. It doesn't have to be as long, but I think you get what I mean. Plus, less things you have to worry about on the fly, the more room you have to think of creative stuff off the cuff. Number 8. Visual chase item. I want you to write down one cosmetic item your player would want. Your player? Yeah, I want you as a character to break the fourth wall, write out what the person puppeting your body truly wants from you. I want you to write down one cosmetic item your character would want, be it a clothing item, a cool tattoo, or even something entirely out there like, I don't know, he wants toasters for hands. Whatever. Giving your character a secondary, smaller reward outside of their primary questline. It can be related to their core motivations, it can be secret, or even shared with your party. This is something you should share in a conversation with your DM. A lot of times they'll have a neat way to weave it into the narrative eventually, be it a cool magic item, a harrowing event that changes your character forever, whatever. It doesn't even have to happen, but sitting down and considering the question of if my character could look like anything super cool, what would that be? It forces you to think of your character in the future, outside of their kit. And this actually opens up a lot of questions and reveals things about your character that you probably didn't know before. And at the end of the day, it's just another great way to stretch your brain. Now, those who usually come to my channel know that I pretty much always give away something for free at the end of the video, be it a stat block or a weapon or cool art, but this time, it's no different. I'm really a creature of habit, sorry. I've included a handy worksheet of everything I went over in the video today so you can print it out and use it. It's really that easy. You have no excuse. You have no excuse, you have homework now. Sorry. If you like, you can copy paste it and put it on your phone or your tablet or send it by carrier pigeon, whatever. And for my lovely patrons, I have an extra special designed printout, all arted out, so you have something pretty to look at while you're making your character into the best version of themselves. Now, okay, between you and I have a super special video coming up next in celebration of my favorite holiday, Halloween. So I figured a snappy, quick video of D&D advice would be a good appetizer to the extra helping of Willoware's slop that's coming down the pipe. But seriously, everyone, I'm so excited for this next video, and I really, really hope you enjoy it. Oh god, please enjoy it. Oh my god. And as always, make sure to keep your eye on the donut hole, and as Julius Caesar always says, your visual chase items, always get what you need. Rewrite your character sheet, or else I'm gonna come knocking. Goodbye. Goodbye.